Some people seem to believe that breakouts are not an effective trading method, when in reality they're very effective, because if the market is trending, you're going to get breakouts and you have to catch those moves. Sometimes you come to the market and it's your session, let's say London or New York, and the market is at a resistance, and the only option for that session, if it's going to continue bullish, is to trade a breakout. And then people say, oh, those breakouts, they're bad because they end up being fake outs, it never works. When in reality, they're just not looking at the right thing, and they're not understanding when to take a breakout and how to take a breakout trade, because it's not as simple as just buying above a resistance and selling below a support. When you take breakout trades, you have to consider a lot more factors into where you're taking a breakout, what information do we have on the chart in order to take a breakout, and as well, how are you exactly going to execute on that breakout? Are you going to wait for candle close? What time frame, in order not to miss the move? And that is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video and clear up how do you exactly take breakouts. So let's get to the screen and get straight into the interesting stuff and explain to you guys exactly how to take breakout trades. So as always guys, before we start, can we do the YouTube business? The YouTube business. Leaving a like and subscribe really does help the channel. If you're new to the channel, consider leaving a like, and if you enjoy the content here, you can subscribe for future content. And yeah, if you want to be part of a free community that's full of value, resources which you will need for this video is in the description. Join the Discord and just be part of it. Ask questions, go in there and look to improve. You have to take action in order to get better, and that's a good step. It's a safe, free community, and without being active, you're just going to be lost. So definitely check that out. All my official links are in the description, so be sure to check those out as well. And let's get on to the charts now and explain about breakouts. All right guys, now that we're on the charts, what I'm going to do is break this down into different sections, so it's going to be easy for you guys to understand. If you guys do have Instagram, consider dropping me a follow. I post a lot of short form content there to help you guys, quick tips and stuff like that. So apart from that, let's break this down into a few sections. First of all, how do we define a breakout? So some people think that a breakout is essentially if we're at a resistance like this. So let's say we have a resistance here and this is a resistance, and a breakout is when price just simply breaks this zone here like this, and then you take a trade based on that and you put your stop loss wherever, and then you look to target the next zone. Unfortunately, this type of trading is very, very, very inaccurate because it has no substance, it has no rules, it has no systematic approach. Without those things, you're going to fail. So first of all, what do we need in order to have a breakout? The first thing we need is a range, because without a range, it's just a trending move. And how are we going to define a range? We're going to define a range by not arranging market. We're going to define a range by having 2 points, right? We're going to have a high and a low, right? So this is your high, right? And this is your low, basically, okay? And whenever price is between these 2 points, it's considered a range, right? So now we've made ourselves a range here. We could simply draw 2 lines like this as resistance and as support here, right? So when we have these 2 things established like this, we essentially have our range now. Now we look to, okay, let's try trade this breakout. In order to trade this breakout, we need to first understand, okay, does it make sense for price during the day to go up? All right. And this is where many people fail taking a breakout, is that you need to understand what is your session bias. If you're not bullish today, taking a buy, not probably a good idea. You have to make sure you understand if today is going to be bullish or not. And if you don't know how to do that, check out my session bias video. For all the people who are returning viewers, stick around, because there's some key informations of trading breakouts that I think you guys have missed, and it will really increase the accuracy of your trading, right? But we need to get over the basic stuff for new people joining, right? Or watching this video. So essentially what we next need is, which you guys probably already know who's been members of my channel for a while, is we need to see a close above, not just a candle breaking. So people say, oh, if I wait for a close above, I'm gonna miss the move. Well, you're gonna lose most of the moves if you don't wait for a close above, because if we have wicks like this, a candle closing above is doing what all of these candles could not do, which is close above, and that's giving you the confirmation. So that's a huge step in order to be able to take a breakout trade, is you need a candle closing above. What time frame? 15 minute. 15 minute is more than enough, and it gives you enough time to not miss the move, because you're waiting for a 30 or a 1 hour close, right? So 15 is a very valuable time frame, and that's the close that you want to wait for outside of the range. Now, the biggest mistake that people make on breakout trades is that they take breakout trades at the wrong places. And this is where I need to show you on the charts. And for the guys returning, this is where you're going to find out, okay, fine, we have a close above a zone, but now let's look, okay, where to take breakouts. So like take this example here, right? When we have a breakout out of this zone here, let's say, right? And we have a resistance here, and we have our support, which is our range, right? What we discussed up here, you remember we discussed our range. We were discussing up here about our range. Now check this out, right? So what happens is that we break out of this zone, but then it fails and people say, oh, breakout sucks. Look at this, I got caught out. It doesn't work, breakout doesn't work. Yeah, and then they said I should have just taken the break of this. Waiting for a close is too late and it doesn't work. When in reality, what they don't understand is that just because price broke out doesn't mean you can disregard the rules of buying into resistance. You can't buy into resistance. Yeah, it made sense to fill this area because where do we want to be trading? We want to be trading in clean candle zones. Those are the zones where we want to trade. But it doesn't make sense buying into resistance here. Also, look at the move that happened before you took your buy. Just buying at the break of this is gambling because there's 50% it will push through and 50% it's going to reject. But when you get the close above, this is what gives you a confirmation. So if we look at an example with a close above a zone to continue bullish, you can see how the breakout is going to be much more accurate, right? So let's go and have a look at an example. So now when we take this example and we have a close above, this is your range again. Don't take it at the break of this zone, take it with the close above, confirmation, continuation, right? And what you have on the left, you have to make sure on the left here, you have those clean candles, right? If you don't have clean candles on the left, the probabilities become lower and lower and lower. You need to have clean candles because that's how we can expect a breakout move to succeed. Where are you going to take profits? At the next resistance, right? But now let me tell you guys where breakout trades fail. And the reason why this breakout trade worked is because price was consolidating before it broke out, right? So we got price consolidating, it broke out, and then we had clean candles. There is clean candles, but I have to scroll back massively on GJ. And this is another thing we're going to consider is when was those candles formed. The older the candles, the more you need price to slowly reach that zone. So what do I mean by that? That's going to be confusing. So let me cover that before I cover this example. So essentially what I mean by that is that let's say we have clean candles here formed the day before. If the clean candles were formed day before, then we can take a pretty nice trade once we have a resistance and price closes above. Pretty simple to continue the move up. But if this was formed like 3 weeks ago and price has been pushing all the way down from here, right? You need a little bit more of a consolidation before getting the breakout because you need price to prove to you that it's holding support. Otherwise, it could just do this, right? And you need to make sure you're taking what? The breakout in times of what? Volume. How are you going to find breakouts in times of volume? Very simple. Trade 1 hour pre-session, 1 hour post-session. Those windows are key. That's when you're going to get the volume. So if prices push heavily before, don't expect it just to keep going, keep going, keep going. You should have been in the move earlier. And if it wasn't in your session, then guess what? Maybe it's a non-trade day and the ability not to trade is a skill, right? So you have to consider that as well. So the more recent the LTA, the more recent the clean candles, the better and the higher probability you're going to see, right? But with volume, it's all going to be good. So in this case, we had volume. We know session bias is bullish. It should go up. There's no reason why it shouldn't, right? If you have volume and price is bullish and your analysis is correct, there's no reason why price shouldn't go up. So what do? You wait for that 15-minute close. You put your entry right as it breaks the high. Very important. As it breaks the high, and you put your stop loss below the previous candle low here. If this previous candle closed something like this, a little bit risky to keep your stop loss here. Just drag it down probably to the bottom of the range. If the bottom of the range is around 15 something pips. Otherwise, if there's a support like this, I love when price does this, closes bearish, then closes above, because this is giving you somewhere to put a good stop loss as well. You don't want to be taking breakout trades when price is pushed straight like this and then closed above. This one played out, but in reality, they don't play out often. Something like this. When you've had a big push, it normally fails. Why does that happen? Because the price has already given you the volume. This is the candle that you wanted to be in, and by now it's a little bit too late. On this day it did play out, but you could see the difference in moves between this type of move and that type of move, right? It's very weak. You get one candle probably half a candle here, and then it starts ranging again. After it finished ranges, when you see a big candle like that, don't be excited by big candles. Big candles only should excite you if you're in the trade, right? They shouldn't excite you before the trade. But look, once we create that support, the range is formed, resistance, support, nice structure here. Check that out. When we close above, boom, next volume push, right? You're not chasing the big candle breakout, you're chasing the close above. And that's what gives you the nice move, right? Again, easy, nice range formed, resistance, right? Support, not chasing the big candles, nice close above, that gives you a good move. If you chase big candles, right, closing below, that's where you're going to get messed up. Big candles like this, chasing big candles, not the best idea, right? Worked out this time, but these type of candles, if you're chasing these type of breakout candles, buying halfway through the candle or buying when this close, not a good idea, right? Because this is, you need to be chasing candles that just form nice range and close above cleanly. That's very important when you're choosing breakout trades. So for someone saying breakout trades don't work, your best trading opportunities was all breakouts here. Winning trade, close above, winning trade, close above, winning trade. This I won't take because it's not profitable long term, because it's a very big candle. But you can see how these closes above, your breakout's your only option, right? And if you were just taking breakouts based on, you know, simple things here, where let's take an example of this that closed above and ended up failing. Why it did not break the high, right? This candle did not break the high. Once the current candle that's supposed to break the high doesn't work, you can see this ends up, and also this could be due to volume. This is the daily open 12 o'clock if you look at the bottom of the screen here. So all of those factors together end up giving you a successful or unsuccessful breakout trades. And for people who say that breakout trades don't work, what are you going to do on days like this? This is, you know, and weeks like this, right? I mean, this is the best prime opportunity to be taking breakout after breakout after breakout, and it's going to give you your most profitable trades doing that, right? Same thing on downside here, right? We have clean candles. We need to retrace this move. Don't chase those big candles, right? Look at this. There's no range form. You can't take a sell here. Taking a sell here, bad idea. Why? Because there was no support. We need the support to be formed. Boom, support was formed, right? Now you have your range. So what do you wait? You wait for a break outside of that range. Don't just be selling and say, oh, there's clean candles here. Price is continuing down. I'm just going to sell. Not a good idea, because you missed the origin of the move. You couldn't have got it anyways because there was a support here anyways. Doesn't follow the rules. So now you have to wait. What's the rules for a breakout is you need the range. It's the first thing we covered. Once you have the range, you get the close below, and now you're off to the races. Target the next zone. That whole thing played out. The whole thing played out. Stop above the previous candle high as always, right? The whole thing played out. If you want more information on how to get that exact setup, what I recommend you do is that you go to resources in the Discord community and you go ahead and open up, basically here in the Discord community, you open up this price action entry. Setup number 1 is basically what we're looking at here, right? This is basically setup number 1, but explaining how breakouts work. Check out setup number 1, and alternatively look at our stream journal, right? Stream journal setup number 1. Check out how we take the breakouts and watch the video on stream live being taken in front of you. That's a huge resource, very, very educational, and can help you a lot. So I hope that this video helped you guys. Let me know if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment. I do read and reply to the comments and do appreciate it. Spam the comments, do all that good stuff. With that being said, take care guys, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you very, very soon. Peace.